Police say they first found out about this shooting when a person with gunshot wounds actually showed up to the police department just before 10 last night. Rachel, Barefoot residents are not giving up their fight to sway council members. Just this morning, the head of the board sent this very long letter to council members. It's not so much the football games that are giving them fits, it's the potential for increased traffic here on Central Street, along with a lack of parking around the field, potentially causing cars and noise to overflow into the neighborhood on concert nights. Hey everyone, today we're inside Walter Athletic Center for a behind-the-scenes tour of what it takes to keep some of the best Cats teams looking fresh. From one of the best to do the job, Becca Hubner. Hey Becca, how you doing?
Good, how are you, Logan?
Well, no major incidents have happened in our area. These collapses have caused several deaths around the country in recent years. The RTC camera system launched back in 2015. There are now over 1,600 camera views around the city, and the cameras are pretty hard to see, but if you look up at some of the lampposts, you'll see them. It may seem like a great idea to take your decorated golf cart out for door-to-door service on Halloween, but after sunset in Myrtle Beach and 8 p.m. in Surfside Beach, that'll cost you. Fans won't be filing into Brooks Stadium to cheer on the Chants this week, but they will be able to watch tomorrow night's action right here at the Town Green in downtown Conway. I spoke with a player who came all the way from Sweden to compete. When I asked him how many holes in one he typically makes around, he said, about 8. Looks like I'm on my way. Reporting in Myrtle Beach, Logan Schiciano, WMBF News. McCall's police chief Bob Hale took to social media yesterday to explain his resignation. He claims an unnamed town councilman fueled a hostile work environment and facilitated funding cuts to the town's police department. Now, Hale wasn't available to speak with me today, but I did catch up with another member of the department who's resigning, and she shared her side of the story.
I'm not going to stay where I'm tolerated. I'm going to go where I'm celebrated.
Investigator Courtney Bolasan says Chief Hale didn't force officers to leave the department with him, but Bolasan says after deep consideration, they all decided change was needed.
At the end of the day, I have a family, and when my job's constantly, getting threatened and certain things are getting said, I'm not going to stay somewhere and tolerate that.
She claims the department hasn't gotten the funding it needs from the town's council to upgrade their technology and make critical repairs.
And I was on my way to a call when that one just stopped working. We need cars.
I spoke with the town's mayor, George Garner, who claims council hasn't made any recent cuts to the department's funding. He didn't want to address the specific allegations made by Chief Hale and the other officers.
I hate to see them go. They was a great group. Well, we're going to continue on.
Garner says he's received assurance from the Marlborough County Sheriff that his office will be able to provide coverage as McCall retools its police force. But the staffing shakeup has still left many residents on edge.
It's a sad situation, and it's kind of devastating, man, because of the consequences that could happen.
It has people wondering what response times will be like if there aren't any officers dedicated to McCall and McCall only.
Say if someone was stabbed or shot or whatever, without police enforcement, and they would have to come from the Sheriff's Department in Bennettsville, you're talking 10 or 15 minutes and somebody could possibly expire during that amount of time.
But Garner says he's confident his community can step up.
Please be on your best behavior so we won't have to call the law. I understand stuff's going to happen. Let's pull together. Let's show that we can act responsible.
The Marlborough County School District breaking its silence tonight, saying it was tipped off anonymously about a student bringing a gun onto campus Thursday. That prompted a lockdown, but several parents tell me they didn't know about it until much later. So how did you find out about this lockdown yesterday?
Through social media. I was at the doctor's office scrolling social media.
Pharrell Bethea says he's received no updates from the school district about Thursday's lockdown. He says the lack of information first ignited fear.
I'm reaching out to people who's close by the school to get here quicker than me, but I'm just worried because my son there, they're talking about a gun on campus. Nobody knows what's going on. It's just a lot of things going through your mind, what's going on in the world with guns in school and stuff.
And now frustration.
I think the lack of communication from the district is causing chaos.
And he's not alone. When WNBF News reached out to a district spokesperson Thursday, we were told the district had no comment at the time. Over 24 hours later, folks picking up their students say they are still waiting for the district to get in touch with them directly.
It makes me cry. It makes my heart sad. And it makes me also angry at the exact same time.
That's Stacy Radikoff, who says she wasn't able to contact her nephew during yesterday's lockdown because of Marlborough County's new cell phone policy. It bars students from having their phones on and in sight during the school day.
I think kids should have cell phones. I mean, of course, children are not going to listen, but in needs of emergency like this, I highly recommend each and every one of them have a cell phone.
Bethay says he waited anxiously for 15 minutes to hear from his son. He too wants to see the policy reformed.
I think the kids have them turn on silent in their possession. And if something happened, address the kid disciplinary personally instead of punching everybody.
The Bennettsville Police Department says officers arrested the student with the gun, and in a media release Friday, Superintendent Helena Tiller says the whole situation was handled, quote, swiftly and effectively. Reporting in Bennettsville, Logan Schiciano, WNBF News. I'm standing in front of the Highway 76 bridge into Marion, where some of the lanes have been shut down in recent weeks due to flooding from Catfish Creek. But it's not just the roads, it's people's homes that have been hit hard, and now some local leaders say they have a solution.
I could look out my bedroom window and see the water. It floods on this side and it floods on the other side.
That's what Joanna Page says happens in her neighborhood after a normal storm, but says the flooding from Catfish Creek was much worse after Hurricanes Florence and Matthew.
My house looked like it was sitting in a lake. That's how much water was around.
Over 2.5 feet of water filled her house each time. She says she lost so much.
I don't want to go through it again because it is devastating.
Officials say Catfish Creek floods because of how much debris there is in the water.
The trees, the lily pads, and everything else, the beavers, it is backed up, and what happens, we can just get a flash flood here in Marion, and it floods.
But help may be on the way in the form of a $2.5 million grant that local leaders gathered to celebrate on Wednesday.
And this money will be used to clean out Catfish Creek.
It's something Marion Mayor Ashley Brady says the city has tried to do on its own, but says they don't have nearly enough money.
The money from the state and federal money is most needed. There's no way we could have done this project without help.
City and state leaders coming together to clean out the cause of so many people's problems.
It's a good day. I mean, it's a step in the right direction. We've been looking for it and working on it for a number of years. And Senator Williams and Representative Lucas Atkinson came through for the city of Marion.
And the project to clean up Catfish Creek is obviously still in its early stages. State Senator Kent Williams couldn't give me an exact timeline, but says the city has already begun the permitting process. He hopes work will begin soon. Reporting in Marion, Logan Schiciano, WNBF News.